Hi, this is Cache Valley Prepper, and this video is about Restraint Escape necklaces. The first Restraint Escape necklace I saw was probably made by Oscar Delta, and it was just a simple friction saw, but it had a bunch of Restraint Escape looking tools hanging off of it. So it was something that if it was discovered, anybody would know right away that it was something that they didn't want you to have on you. So I set about designing my own version of a friction saw necklace that would pass a casual inspection without raising any eyebrows. And I included the things that I wanted most in mine, which the first thing I wanted was light. I use the LED on my necklace constantly. It's very useful to have a light on you all the time, but if you're fumbling with Restraint Escape tools, you really need a light source. I just used little Night Eyes S-hook to attach E-Gear Pico LED. I don't believe this LED is on the market anymore, but there are many similar keychain LEDs that are run on the same type of batteries and are very similar. Next in the line, I have that hooked to a zircon ceramic roller that I got from Oscar Delta. They used to sell these. They just put a little brass eyelet in the center, but it's a great ferro rod striker, and it's also great for shattering glass to get out of a vehicle. But I mainly use this as a ferro rod striker, and it doesn't look like, it just looks like a bead. It's very innocuous. So I hope they will sell those again, or you could probably find a ceramics dealer, it looks like, and buy them. It looks like some kind of roller, maybe off a knife sharpener. So you could probably just buy a ceramic knife sharpener and disassemble it and grab the roller and stick a brass eyelet in there, and there you go. This is toggle next. It's a magnesium ferrocerium toggle, so I can use this to strike the ferro rod or scrape magnesium to start a fire. Because it's pretty cold here in the Intermountain West in the Rockies, so I always want to be able to start a fire. Then we have this about 400-pound test Technora for the necklace, but I did something a little different. I noticed that it was uncomfortable to sleep in, this tugging at my neck, so I put some elastic shock cord in here to give it some give, so that way it has some give if something tugs on the cord, like if you roll over on it while you're sleeping, that type of thing, and it gets caught underneath your weight. But it also serves another purpose, that it can be used with another striker as a glass breaker. So I just installed it in a way that it could be just slid out like that, and that'll break the side or rear tempered auto glass. And I hide that inside a safety connector, just a standard pop connector, so it's not visible just by handling it. And then I have here a brass handcuff key. So this is just a standard shoelace tip brass handcuff key that I closed, and I just passed that. I just tied a lark's head here, so this comes off very easily. I can just undo the lark's head and remove the whole thing if I need to. But then I have the handcuff key, and if you want to turn this into a high security handcuff key like this, or like this guy here, you know, that's easy enough to do. You just take out the center millimeter of that, and you can shave off the top as well to open even more types of high security handcuffs. So you could finish that up. I have not done that on this particular one yet. Something that's important with these is it's important to learn to make them yourself, so that you can replace the cordage and be self-sufficient as possible. This cordage will eventually wear out. It'll get weak. And you don't have to use Technora 400. You could use, this is Technora 200. This is Technora 400. This is a braided Kevlar 400. This is a Kevlar 188. This is a sheathed Kevlar I use for shoelaces on dress shoes. You could even use standard paracord as a friction saw. I don't like paracord as a necklace material because the kern mantle sheath kind of soaks up sweat and blood, and I don't think it's very sanitary to wear around your neck all the time. On this end here, I just put double overhand as a stopper knot for the other side of the pop connector. But go ahead and buy a spool of cordage and learn to make your own. If you don't have the little parts yet, you could make a necklace just out of the cordage using this knot here. This is just a piece of type 1A survival cord, and this little knot is called the Wizza knot. I don't know about this whole thing of naming these knots. I'm sure people have been using this knot for thousands of years, but somebody, I guess, got credit for tying this knot, and they call it the Wizza knot. So this is just a loop. All it is this doubled over, and it's just a double overhand holding it in place. So when you pull on it, it pops like a safety connector. And it's a very simple knot. You'll have to experiment with the cordage though, on how many times you need to, whether you need a single overhand or a double overhand, or how many. But you just, all you do is you just bend that into a loop, and then you just tie an overhand. And for some thicker cordages, just a single overhand like that may be plenty, you know, but on this it'd come off pretty easily. So you can just bend your loop and tie an overhand, and then do one more loop on the overhand. Just tuck it back through one more time. And now I have a double overhand like I had before. And that'll just come off like just about like a safety connector. So that's how you could make a simple necklace out of a length of whatever high heat cordage you had available, whether it's Kevlar or Technora or regular old paracord. Regular nylon paracord will sometimes burn through, so if you use paracord bootlaces, you know, you might have to use both your bootlaces to get through some tough restraints like flex cuffs or rope or duct tape or whatever you're restrained with. But there you have some ideas, and that's how I put together my Restraint Escape necklace. So I hope that helps, and thanks for watching.